Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back inside the StreamYard studios once again for another exciting interview with yours truly. I am Jake, representing the Fighting Now. And in case you guys don't know anything about the Fighting Now, we are a page that supports women's combat sports of Muay Thai, MMA, you name it. And of course, we also have some models that we also get a chance to represent. And of course, one of the models, which I gotta say, very first time to have a model slash ring girl who's going to be fighting for celebrity boxing here in a few. Miss Diana Diamond's going to be joining me here very soon. But real quick, though, as you guys can see, I have the Outside the Box hoodie. If you guys want your own Outside the Box hoodie, make sure you guys follow Miss Zaria Bloom and Outside the Box to get your hoodie today. And of course, if you guys want some merchandise, head on over to the Fighting Now on Instagram and make sure to follow me. Click the link in my bio, and it will take you straight to the merchandise page. I'm telling y'all, these things are incredible. They're soft, and of course, other fighters wear them. They also have hoodies and tank tops. So I encourage you guys, make sure you get your Fighting Now hoodie and shirts today. Now, as I said before, this is our first time to get a chance to have a model joining us here today. She is a very beautiful one, and of course, and if you guys want to get a chance to follow her, go follow her on Instagram at XDianaDiamondsX, because help me welcome the beautiful and incredible Miss Diana Diamond.
Hi, thanks for that
Well,
awesome intro, Jake. I appreciate you.
no problem. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Got some workout in today. I finally got to shower, feel refreshed, and here we are on your awesome show.
Hey, it's an honor. It's an honor. Once again, first time having a model in here, and it's very rare for that to happen, to say the least. So, thank you for joining me. So, and speaking of the modeling, so how have things been going with the modeling?
It's been going great. Honestly, 2022 was so good to me. I did the most traveling. I did a lot of networking last year. I got to go to Jamaica. I got to go to LA. I've made a lot of great connections. I'm really excited to see, what it's got, like 2023's got in store for me. But honestly, I've been putting the modeling a little on hold this year, and I decided to focus more on the boxing. So, see.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very excited about that because right off the bat, at the start of the year, pretty much hold the modeling stuff to the side and instead that you're going to be fighting for celebrity boxing. Can you explain to us, what the details about that is?
Yeah, so there's a few people that I follow on Instagram that actually have fought for celebrity boxing. Now, originally, when I lived in Virginia Beach, I
Mm.
was a ring girl for the Spartacus fights up there. And before that, I lived in Montgomery, Alabama, where I actually boxed for the first time. And I'll get into that a little more later.
Yeah.
But basically, what kind of decided my modeling career, somebody told me, they're like, look, you got to pick one or the other. You can't do both. And I was kind of beside myself, like, why? And they're like, well, you don't want to show up to a photo shoot with a black eye, but also cauliflower ear is like a real thing. And that does not look cute in pictures. I was like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, So I was like, okay, I'm going to put the fighting on hold for a little bit and I'm going to focus more on modeling. And now that I've kind of accomplished a lot of things that I've wanted to accomplish, now I'm ready to focus a little more on that. So my journey, I kind of, I've moved around a few states and I did a lot of the stuff with the modeling, and now this opportunity came living in Florida. Now that I've moved here, celebrity boxing is down in South Florida, so it's a little bit of a drive, but I think it's a way to kind of like get back into what I've really wanted to do for a long time. So we're gonna see what happens.
Hey, cross your fingers because I'm very excited about that. And of course, anybody that doesn't know is that Florida has the most promotions down there. I mean, you think about this, though. You think about Combat Night MMA. You also think about XFN. There's a lot of different promotions and a lot of different varieties of sports that you get a chance to watch besides the football and basketball. You see a lot of boxing. You see a lot of Muay Thai. You see a lot of MMA style. So you pretty much are in the right type of an environment to get a chance to go and be prepared for this training, especially for celebrity boxing. And I want to get a chance to ask you. You talked about you went to go to Jamaica and LA. Did it ever just feel like that was your dream coming true, just to go see the beautiful sights and sounds of Jamaica and LA?
Absolutely. I feel like every time I travel, there's just so much out there in the world that I haven't seen. And it like really humbles me. It's like you think you've seen it all and then you get out there and you're like, wow, there's so much more that you just don't know, or there's people you haven't met, or there's opportunities, like things I've never thought I would do I've ended up doing. And I love that. I feel like that's what life's really about. You got to just kind of put yourself out there. And going to bigger cities, I always thought like Florida was it, like that was end game for me. And then going to LA, I'm like, oh man, San Diego is kind of calling my name, and all these opportunities, like all the people you meet and all the things that you do, it's just like trying them out, making sure that is what you want to do. And then if not, change it up, try something else. So we're going to see where I end up. I don't know.
I mean, you never know when it comes to the year 2023. Like you said, before you're stepping the modeling things aside, and of course now you're focusing on the boxing. And of course, one thing I want to get just to know about you is that we all get inspired by what we do best. Me, I get inspired when it comes to the interviews, but for you, now it's getting ready to get back into boxing. So, what inspired you to start doing boxing?
So, like I kind of mentioned before, back when I lived in Montgomery, Alabama, I grew up there, and I think it was around the time I was between the age 18 and 21. There was a bar that had just opened up. Nobody heard of it. So they were trying to do things like promotions to get people to want to come out, right? So
Mhm.
they did a 6 week all girl competition called Boxing for Boobs at this bar called Stuckey's. And when I tell you it was the most roll tide thing I have ever been involved in, so anybody, there was no weight classes. Like it was very like boxing gloves in the backyard kind of thing, but put it in the middle of a bar. Like they didn't care if you had been drinking. You did have to sign your waiver. They did give you gear, but there was literally just like a mat in the middle of the floor in the middle of the bar. And one of my girlfriends, she was like, "Yo, you should sign up for it." And low key, just between me and you, I think she was hoping I would get my ass beat, but I ended
I
up.
can see that.
It was a 6 week competition, so the winners from each week, whoever won went against each other at the semifinals, and then they narrowed it down to the finals. And the winner got either a full paid for boob job or $1,500 in cash. Right?
Wow.
So a lot of
Wow.
girls were like, "Hell yeah, I'm signing up for that." Right? So it was a anybody could sign up. So there were girls that were shorter than me. There were girls 3 times my size. And I've never fought before. So I had my friends kind of throw on some gloves and show me a few moves. And I made it. I won. I won the competition. I took home the $1,500. But it came down to me and one other girl. And I honestly think she just got a little scared. And she was like, "Hey, what do you say if like we split it 50-50, no matter who wins?" And I was talking to my boyfriend at the time. I was like, "That's a good deal. Like, she's cutting me a break." And he's like, "No, she's saying that because she's scared of you." And I was like, "Oh, game changer. Okay, cool." And I told her, I'm like, "Hey, we both worked our butts off for this. So whoever wins deserves it. Like, I've got a baby. Like, I'm trying to earn this money for my son." And I
Yeah.
think so. She says she claims she got a head concussion the fight before me, which I want to believe her. But at the same time, I think when it came down to it, she's just like, "I'm gonna let her win." So I won. But like I said, I kind of put that on hold. Um, and I focus more on modeling. I've moved around a lot, and I've always like been interested in like MMA and Muay Thai and other stuff, but boxing has always just kind of been the thing for me. Mostly because there's not a lot of girls that want to get into fighting, and every
Mhm.
time I do training, I'm usually training with guys. And when it came down to doing your 360, where you have to do your mounts,
Mhm.
I'm not cool with putting my sweaty crotch in somebody's face, especially somebody I don't know. So I was like, I don't think I really want to do this. So I guess I just really haven't found my home. But when I found celebrity boxing, I was like, this is a great way to kind of just jump back in it because I'm going to be looking for sponsors. I'm going to be looking for gyms. I'm going to be looking for anything and everything. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of diving in the pool and seeing what happens.
And I really love that because the fact that you talked about is that, this all happened at some local bar in Alabama, and of course it was what was it, the Battle for Boobs, I believe, and
Yeah,
then the
boxing
winner
for
boxing for boobs, and then the winner that gets a boob job or $1,500. If I was you at that time, I would have just said no. I would have had and win the $1,500. Don't split it because you fought so much just to be able to get that money. You're not going to lose it now. You're not going to split it 50-50 just because someone says, I may have a concussion, but
Mhm.
yet if she were to have a concussion, she wouldn't be in the building in the first place. She
Yeah.
wouldn't be in the place where she was at. So really and truly, you won the money. You got a chance to take home 15 grand, and that's really wild. And of course, the one thing I can tell you is that for someone who is now getting back into boxing, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, there's like a lot of women that are getting involved now with boxing, with MMA, with jiu-jitsu. There's so much that's happening. I mean, women are being game changers right now. You see
Mhm.
all these events that's happening. So I think you perfectly fit a great time to come back, to get back into boxing because you never know what's going to happen. You never even know who you can be able to inspire people because once when you step foot in the ring, it's all on you. There's nobody else beside you. There's nobody else to be behind you. It's all you. So I really feel like that this is a perfect time to get back into it. So really, kudos to you on winning the 15 grand. And of course, one thing I love is that even though you're modeling, you still had that heart for boxing,
Oh,
regardless, right?
it's always been there. And then honestly, I think one thing that really stuck out to me, because I still like watch fights and things like that. Obviously, doing ring girl stuff, I'm front and center watching it, observe, I'm learning. That's the thing. Like, even though I'm not doing it, I'm watching. I'm like, okay, how did they mess up? Like, I'm analyzing it in my head. But I think the biggest one for me was when Ronda Rousey stepped in the ring and she shook the cage. Like, I mean, now, now things are different. There's a few other fighters I watch now more so than her, but I think that's what really, I was like, wow, like Ronda Rousey really put girls back on the map, I think. So,
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, you also got to think about this though. She's the first time, first ever UFC Hall of Famer, a woman to be inducted to the UFC Hall of Fame. So she's been a game changer for MMA. But yeah, you talked about you see a couple of fighters. Is there any other fighters that you watch besides Ronda Rousey?
yeah. See, now that you're asking me, now I'm having a brain fart. Who was it? There was one that she went up against that completely dominated her. She is phenomenal, one of my favorite fighters. um, she's undefeated. She's like, I've done beat every female fighter there is. And now I basically have to go against guys at this point. What is her name?
Oh, Chris Cyborg. You're talking about Chris
Cyborg.
Cyborg?
Yes, that's her.
Yes.
She's she is oh my, I'm terrified of her, but she is so dope. Like she's a great fighter. But
Oh man, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think about this though. Is like I don't know if you paid attention, but like last year we had an all women's boxing event in England. There's so much happening. We have like an all female card at Conflict MMA, and of course women are being game changers. So I'm really excited to see what happens, and I'm really excited to see what goes on for you in celebrity boxing. And of course, I've always thought about this that, your story in Alabama is a lot better than what happens here in West Virginia because I don't know if you ever heard of Rough and Rowdy,
yes,
but
I have. Oh, I've thought
uh,
about like joining that.
oh,
That is, I think, more roll tide than anything in Alabama. But I still kind of want to go.
oh my God.
I gotta go. Like,
I
have
mean,
you
it's
seen their
worth a shot
videos?
because let me tell you this though, Rough and Rowdy is the most bizarre event, and how I know because it came from West Virginia. It came from my own state at a town called Welch. It all started there, and then before Barstool Sports got involved, they hyped up videos with people with no teeth saying, I'm ready to whoop some ass" and all that other stuff. And now Barstool Sports like, let's find the most redneck person in West Virginia, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it doesn't matter who it is. Let's just find that one redneck person, give them a video, hype them up, all for them to lose in their fight.
That's
Uh,
what it's all about, man. That's why I think it's so funny, and I see why like wrestling's the way it is. It's all about the hype. It's all about the trash talk. It's all about like getting people involved, and it's a good sport. As long as you can be a good sport about it, nobody likes a sore loser.
I'd much rather win than to be a sore loser in anything in the first place. So yeah, if Rough and Rowdy does go to Florida, I better see you either write your name
Oh,
for the
absolutely.
ring girl or fighter. It doesn't matter either one. Do both because I know there's a couple of people that actually do both.
Yeah.
Casey Wheeler and Jessica Lynn. They're the only two that have done both ring girl and fought. So I would love to see you be the next one.
Oh, absolutely. You can put it on me right now. If they come to Florida, I'm there, hands down.
I will post this on my Instagram and I will make sure to tag Rough and Rowdy, make sure to tag Barstool and say, hey, like make sure we get Rough and Rowdy in Florida for sure.
Yeah, let me know. I want a match. Let's go.
Hey, bring it for sure. So you pretty much got a chance to be a part of boxing for quite some time, but yet, there's always been the hardest part of training. So from your perspective, what's been the most difficult part about training?
It's a few things, but
Yeah.
like cardio is not the hard thing. I think the big thing for me is diet. Um, I love to eat. Okay, I'm not ashamed of that, but it's like obviously like cutting weight can be hard. Cardio can be difficult because like like you have to be consistent, you have to be disciplined. And that's
Yeah.
not the hard part. It's just some days like obviously mental health can be a big part of it. If you have a rough day or like a bad day at work or something's going on with your family, your friends, like that can distract you. So it's really hard to like stay focused on your training. But more importantly, like having somebody to train with, I think is probably the biggest challenge for me. Like I'm pretty self-disciplined. Me putting myself to work, I can do it all day as long as I know what I'm doing. But the punching bag's not going to punch me back, you know? And then
Mhm.
like having somebody that's not just like there to be gloves, I need somebody giving me guidance. I need somebody like telling me, hey, you're doing good at this, but this is what you could do better. I think that's probably the most challenging of all those things combined are probably extremely challenging.
Yeah. And of course, one thing that you talked about was mentally, and of course, I don't think that many people can see is that outside of the ring, outside the cage, everyone looks up to these fighters as like they're unstoppable,
Mhm.
they're incredible, they're warriors. Yes, they are. But the thing is, though, is that the one thing I think they struggle with the most, as well as all of us, is the mental game. And of course, on how much this sport, on how much we ourselves love the sport so much that it's helped us in a mental spot. So, how much has the sport helped you mentally?
Oh my goodness. I think I could say this for just about every fighter. I
Mhm.
think we all came from anger problems or some sort of form of depression. And it's been our outlet. It has been the healthy way for us to channel that. It's been the biggest transition from, okay, I'm not just going to punch my drywall, right? Like, I need to go to the gym. I need to, really focus. And in doing that, so you learn to be humbled more than anything. Like, I think everybody needs to get knocked out at least one time in their life, or at least hit. Maybe not knocked out, but a good punch to the face will make you realize, like, oh, I'm not as bad as I think I am. Or maybe, like, wow, was my emotion really worth getting hit across the face? Like, it really calms you down to think, like, okay, when I'm getting angry, let's say you, like, somebody bumps into you at the bar. Is that really worth, like, throwing bows or like getting glass hit across your head or getting kicked out or like you realize it's not worth it. It's so much better to take it to the ring, to take it to the boxing cage. Like get
Yeah.
good at it. You want to talk that trash? Cool. Go train in the gym and then go put it on the mat. And let's see if you can back it up, And I think that's
Yeah.
been so much healthier for mental health. It's like it's still there, but you're sweating it out. You're making your muscles cry instead.
Yeah. And something I've always thought about is that, for those who struggle, like I said before, I struggle with depression and anxiety all the time. And but yet, one thing I think about is that, you go to the gym and you go and you be prepared for yourself, not just, with the fight that you have against a certain individual that probably goes through the same thing you do, but your biggest challenge is yourself. Because I don't think a
Mhm.
lot of people realize that, everyone goes to the drinking, they go to the drugs just because it pretty much quote unquote helps them out. But
It's an
really,
easy
truly,
one.
exactly, exactly. And of course, it destroys themselves even more. So
Yeah.
when I tell you this is that for anybody that's watching this now, if you are struggling and you're in a bad place, go to a gym because that gym will be your own family, then your own family. If you get what I
Yeah.
mean. Because let me tell you this, it's never easy. It's never perfect because trust me, this life is never perfect and we don't plan on being it. But if you go to the gym, you can see so much changes in yourself. You see how much your anger has changed. You see how much you handle things changing, and so in that sort of way, thanks to boxing or MMA, whatever it is that you do. So trust me when I tell you, if there's anybody that's watching this now, go give it a try. I promise you, you'll feel better before you know it.
Absolutely. And if they don't know this scientifically, working out releases endorphins that actually cause the happy chemical in your brain. So
Yeah,
if you are depressed, guess what? Just go walk on a treadmill for a little bit. Like even just showing up and putting in that little bit of effort, that's so much better than just sitting on the couch and draining your brain through scrolling. And a lot
yeah,
of us do that. We go to, oh, let me just get fast food. There's healthier food you can eat that doesn't require fast food. Maybe instead of getting the fried stuff, get the grilled stuff. Like little changes. It's not going to happen overnight. but just
Yeah.
making that like active, conscious effort to just do a little bit better than you did yesterday, 1% every day, it makes such a big difference.
And not only that, but yeah, this comes from someone who just had two surgeries back to back, especially when it comes to the kidneys, is that, if you want to drink a soda, be my guest, but don't go overboard with it. Like, at least drink one per week, at least drink one per month, and just grab yourself a bottle of water. Just do
Mhm.
something to keep yourself healthy, because all that caffeine that you put inside you is gonna make you worse than you ever realize it. So trust me when I tell you is that, give this a try, give this healthy lifestyle a try, because I promise you, you'll feel better before you even know it. So I've always loved having these conversations with the fighters, because it's always awesome to see how they think about the mental game and what they feel about it, as much as I do, because
Yeah.
trust me. So that's really awesome to see. So of course, there's something about the sport when it comes to both boxing and Ringo that we all love so much, whether if it's going to the fight or getting punched in the face or throwing a punch. So yeah, from your perspective, what's something about both ring girl and boxing that you love so much?
It's the crowd. I'm not even gonna lie. Like it's not the attention. I love that there are other people that are just as passionate about it as I am. Because I've been on every side. I've been in the crowd screaming, hoping my person that I want to win wins. Or I see a knockout and I'm like, yo, I wasn't ready, and like seeing the athleticness of people, seeing the it's like a Rubik's Cube and watching two people go at it together. I love that side of it. So I love the crowd being into it. I love being a ring girl just because like I get to be pretty and walk around and I get to be in the middle of all of it. I get front row. And then being in fighting, it's like this amount of adrenaline that comes out, this fight or flight that's like, this is it, prove them wrong. And it's
Yeah.
like, go, and like, I think it's the adrenaline rush is what I'm addicted to out of
Yeah.
all in every aspect of all three of those things. It's the adrenaline for me and I love it. It's like a high.
So I got to ask you this: as a ring girl, do you ever kind of hope that you would distract a fighter while they're in the corner? You ever kind of hope that be a little bit of a distraction now?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to take anybody's man. Let's go ahead and start there because most of them, they do have girlfriends or whatever. Like, I always try to be respectful. I never want a girl to think I want her man. Girl, I don't want your man. We can either share him or I can get my own man. That's how it's going to go. So, but don't be like, it feels good to, you know, feel wanted. Everybody
Yeah.
wants everybody wants that. So don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, if there's a cute fighter, I'm like, absolutely like, oh, I think I like cute. But I think about that, maybe I'll meet my own fighter one day and we'll train with each other. That would be cool. Who knows?
You know, I find it coincidence because one of my friends, Alyssa, who is pretty much doing some ring girl around here in West Virginia, I saw one of her videos that whenever she got out of the ring, the dude was staring at her, and it's like, whoa, what? She
That was a
looked
moment.
good. That's the moment. That was the moment. And I just told Alyssa, I said, "Did you realize you got stared at?" It's like, yeah, yep, I knew it, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
That's fine. I'll accept it.
It's like I'll accept it. I accept it for sure. And I love having these conversations because it's always awesome to not only get a chance to see the fighter side of things, but also nice to hear the ring girl side of things. So yeah, I think that's right. You're the first ring girl as well. So always awesome to get just to listen to these stories. And I'm telling you all this right now is that if you guys want to get a chance to go support her, make sure you guys go follow her Instagram, because I'm telling you, all the love, all the support. She will definitely appreciate it. I mean, look at the pretty face. Look at this pretty face. How are you not following her? How are you guys not going to Instagram right now after this interview and go follow her? Because trust me, she is incredible. She is beautiful, and she's getting ready to put on some gloves and get ready to knock someone out.
Ready. I'm so ready.
Exactly. And speaking of that, so there's a lot of different people that we all want to face in life, especially when it comes to celebrity boxing. So is there anyone that you have in mind that you want to fight?
I've been pondering on this because signing up, like, I have no idea what I'm signing up for. I'm just going, and they could
Yeah.
throw anybody in that cage at me, and I'm going to accept the challenge. But if I could pick somebody to go up against, I've narrowed it down to one person and one person only, and I think a lot of people can agree with me when I say this. I want to go against Bad Baby.
Bad. Oh my
I want
God. Oh
catch
my
me in the
God.
ring. How about that?
Oh
I
my
really want to see if
God.
she's got it, like watching her story and her grow up. Like, obviously she's on Dr. Phil. She had her, 15 minutes of fame, and she took advantage of that and she ran with that, which kudos to her. I got a lot of
Mhm.
respect for that. And she took that and she blew up. She went and made some music. She's making tons of money. She bought a mansion. Like, I hope her mental health is doing better now. But I mean, seeing her talk all that trash, and like, I don't know if she's ever fought. I've never really looked into it. But I would love to see her in the ring, and that's somebody I would want to go against, because everybody would want to watch that fight.
I would definitely pay for the pay-per-view and just get a chance just to, even like, if I had to, I would go down to Florida, just sit front row just to watch Miss Diana Diamond and Bad Baby main event in celebrity boxing. And of course, I think I've only seen her in screaming fights and shouting fights, but I never really seen her throw some hands. So
Yeah.
if she does sign us up, whoever the officials that could be watching this later on, trust me when I tell you, we need this fight happening. Diana Diamond against Bad Baby, that would draw so much money, more than you'll ever know. And just imagine the trash talk and the hype that will bring into this fight.
I can't wait, man. But I hope whoever my opponent is that I need somebody that's equal, cuz like, I'm a pretty big girl. Like, I'm 5'9". Right now, before cutting weight, I'm like 185. Like, I'm Wonder Woman. I'm an Amazon. Like, I'm just a thick girl.
You're a
A
goddess.
lot of
You're a
these
goddess.
Oh, well, thank you. But there's a lot of girls that are always like, they're like 5'4". They're super short. So like, finding somebody that's as tall as me or like similar to my build is always the challenge. So I don't know her measurements, but hopefully she's about my same, or she'd be down with it.
I mean, either way, though, I mean, it's going to be a great fight in general. So I think that's always something that's been the biggest struggle, is finding the right woman at the height. You said you're 5'8". Hopefully, there can be somebody out there that is willing to step in the ring, fight with you, and say, hey, even though this girl's bigger than me, I don't care to fight. I don't care to throw these hands. I mean, it's time to make that money. I think you're going to be making a lot of money doing this, but it's more than just about the money. It's about getting back in there, doing something that you got a chance to be a part of, and you're still getting back into it. And that's something I love about you. So kudos to you on getting a chance to change things up this year. And I'm excited.
Thank you. Yeah, and hey, it's not always about the money. Like, I'm doing it because I'm passionate. I want to get into it to get into it. If you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But if you get
Yeah.
into it because you're passionate about it, money's just naturally gonna flow.
Yeah, absolutely. And I definitely can agree with you on that one for sure. And so, there's always been a lot of questions that, people always see you from the outside looking in. It's like everybody sees you as, oh, this model ain't going to do anything. Oh, this model ain't going to do crap. No, no, no. But I think we can all ask this question, is that what can we expect from you now as the fighter that you're getting back into?
When I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Like, there's no backing out. When I put my mind to something, I accomplish it, I diminish it, or I learn from it. If I don't do what I say I'm going to do, I'm going to learn everything I need to learn to try it again. So that's something you can look forward to from me this year for sure. I'm going to keep going. I want all the knowledge. I want to know where you guys want to see me at. Hit me up on Instagram, tag a location, send me a message, be like, yo, this event, like you mentioned, Rough and Rowdy, I was not expecting that. I know exactly who they are. I've thought about ring girling for them or fighting for them, but obviously, like, they're a lot more north.
Yeah.
So, any events like that, I think celebrity boxing is going to be the first step for me, and who knows where it's going to take me, but I'm open for opportunity. So we'll see.
I mean, the only thing I can really say is that I think the closest thing that Rough and Rowdy has done was they did events, I think, in North Carolina and South Carolina. If they can just get a chance to bring down to Florida, I don't care how many miles, I will even chance to donate money just to help you go to Rough and Rowdy. I really feel that, it's as crazy as Rough and Rowdy is, and let me tell you, it's a very crazy event. I've only been to one event, but it was still the craziest. But yet, I think we all say that no matter where you go, you're going to be a star regardless, because you're the one that signed up. You have the guts, you have the heart, and I think that's what everyone's expecting you to see. And of course, I think that when it comes to this year, there's always been a lot of goals. You got a chance to accomplish a lot of goals last year. Like you said before, you went to Jamaica, you went to LA, you got a chance to travel and experience so many different beautiful places. But now it's a new year, some different goals. So, what's some of the goals that you want to accomplish this year?
I've got a bunch. So I have a motorcycle. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get it up and running. That's like a home project kind of thing. Um, I guess model wise, I'm trying to hit 100K on Instagram. I hit 78. I'm real close to 80 right now. I think that's pretty doable by the end of the next year. I definitely want to go out of country. Obviously, I've been to Jamaica. I have a thing for Jays apparently, but Japan is on my list this year.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so that's going to be really humbling. I've heard lots of great things. I've never been on a cruise. I've never been to a festival. Like, I've been to a festival, but I've worked festivals. I actually want to attend one. So I'm going to try out for EDC, see how
Yeah.
that goes. Trying to go to Rockville. Like, honestly, I don't have many specific goals. I just have a lot of like little things I want to accomplish in my life and focus on. But the
Yeah.
biggest thing is transitioning from modeling to boxing. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that I'm giving up modeling. I don't want to
Yeah.
say that, but I'm just not as focused on it, if that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll see. I got a whole list of like goals and stuff I want to accomplish, and I completely forgot to bring it up here.
Hey, you're good. You're good. And one thing I can say is, before my final question is that, I love the fact that, you're, even though you've gotten so many incredible shots from last year, which by the way, if you guys follow on Instagram, you guys know what I'm talking about, but yet we've seen so much out of you from both now the model, now into the fighter. And it's really beautiful to see how much you want to get back into it because you mentioned before on how you started, on how pretty much you have been to where you are as far as fighter wise. And now it's like, I think the one accomplishment that I think you just need to focus on is get a chance to have fun while you're fighting. Because I think everyone needs to know is that everyone, doesn't matter if you win, doesn't matter if you lose, doesn't matter if you get a black eye, doesn't matter what happens. You're having fun. You're doing something that you love, and you're going to do so many incredible things. And I cannot wait to see what unfolds from you. Because for anybody that doesn't know, is like you have been a part of the Fight Now for quite some time. You have been slaying it on the Fight Now, and I'm not worthy to get a chance to have you a part of the page. So I'm just excited, not only as a friend, as a supporter, but also as a fan to see what you can do in the ring this year.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate all the love and support. I'm sure you notice we go back and forth on Instagram. I show love, you show love. I'm all about like supporting people that support me too, and obviously you guys are just as passionate as I am about certain things. And that's where I like to make friends and connections with is people that are passionate about what they're passionate about. And I support that 100%. I can be into 10 different things, but if you're into one of those things that I'm into, cool, I'm cheering you on, even if we don't talk every day. Like, I
Yeah.
love that.
Exactly, exactly. I actually have two more special questions. One, which is really going to be something that I think you're going to be approved of for sure. So yeah, this is going to be a tough question, but I ask this in all of the fighters I get a chance to talk to. Is that we all want to be recognized for something at the end of the day. For me, I want to get a chance to be recognized as the interviewer who is kind-hearted and always sweet to the ones I talk to, but also want to be the best interviewer I can be. But for you, there's always a lot of different things that you want to be. So, you know, what's something you want to be recognized for during your time in fighting?
Oh, that's a tough one. Recognized for, I mean, obviously, like, I stand out like a sore thumb. I know people can see me from across the room just because of my tattoos, but um, I want to be recognized for my spirit and my passion more than
Yeah.
anything. I want people to be able to not just see it on my face, see it in my performance, but when you talk to me, when you shake my hand, when you have a conversation with me, you can feel it in just a matter of a few sentences. Like, that's what I want people to recognize me for. When they meet me, they have an experience, not just an encounter.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And of course, I have a very special question for you because as you know, the Fighting Now does some sponsoring for fighters, does a lot of sponsoring for events for combat sports coverage. But for me, I want to get a chance to ask you, and I know the fights have not been announced yet, but how would you feel about the Fighting Now sponsoring you for your celebrity boxing fight?
Hell yeah, absolutely. I'm going to take that on.
Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right.
Welcome to the Fighting Now family because I'm very excited because I love your passion. I love the way that you're planning on doing so much, not only outside of the model stuff, but also as a fighter. It's really beautiful to see, and I'm excited to get a chance to have you a part of the team. Which I know I still need to send you your shirt. My apologies, but I will make sure I get it sent right away for sure. So before we get a chance to hop off here, do you have any final thoughts? Any final comments you want to say?
I appreciate anybody that listens to this. I appreciate you having me on the show. This means a lot to me. Like just having somebody to listen at the end of the day, sometimes we just want somebody to talk to. And, I kind of isolate myself a lot and I don't talk to people. Like, honestly, I didn't tell anybody I was going to be doing this. I just decided in December, signed up, and kept it to myself. And I think I told like in person, maybe two or three people. And I was like, all right, I'm going to announce it. So, like, anybody that's supporting me, I appreciate that. It means a lot to me because, coming from the town that I grew up in, I was kind of like a little ugly duckling. And a lot of people were like, oh my God, put your clothes back on. You look like a slut. You could lose, a couple pounds. And like now those same people are in my inbox asking me for advice. So like I appreciate anybody that like reach out to me, support me. I'm gonna do the same thing to you, like mi casa su
Yeah.
casa, that kind of thing. And shout out to anybody that's chasing their dreams. If you don't know what you're doing, hey, I'm here to help too.
And I would tell you this though is that after my first surgery, the moment that my eyes were awakened, they hand me my phone, and the first thing I see was your video about being a part of celebrity boxing, and in my head I'm like, let's go! Oh my gosh, I'm in pain, but let's go!
Well, I'm glad you healed
Uh,
your surgery okay.
Yeah, me both. But so pretty much I do this in all my interviews. This is something I've been doing since last year, since I started this. But right now, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to get a chance to have such an amazing soul like you to get a chance to be interviewed. It's awesome. It's been fun. I hope you had a great time. Guys, make sure you guys get a chance to go follow her. She's trying to reach up to 100,000 followers on Instagram. I know she's got so much in store for y'all. So make sure you guys go follow her at XDiamondX. Trust me when I tell you, she's worth a follow. She's worth it. If you have too many followers, cut at least one person off and go give her a follow. Then you're good.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in too.
No problem. I'll let you go. I will send you the link after it's over. But hey, have a great night, and I'll talk to you then. Okay.
Thanks. You too, man.
See you.
Bye.
All right. That was Miss Beautiful Diana Diamond, who just joined me after such a phenomenal interview. Guys, our doubleheader was officially done. I call it a successful day. I call it a successful interview for both parties, for Kelly Clayton, for Diana Diamond. It was amazing. It was awesome. It was so incredible. I'm so excited to get a chance for y'all to check out this interview. I'm so excited for y'all to get a chance to go watch this interview later on because first two interviews already of the new year. We even got more interviews for you guys. We got one tomorrow. We got one Wednesday. We got one Thursday. We have so many interviews for you guys this week. I cannot wait, and neither should you. But hey, if you guys want to get a chance to follow me as far as interviews and all that, make sure you guys go follow me on the Fighting Now on Instagram. Because trust me when I tell you, you guys are missing out on so much amazing content. You guys are missing out on so many ladies who are having the platform that they have, and this is a platform for them. This ain't about me. This is for about ladies like Diana Diamond. This is about ladies for like Kelly Clayton, so many others. And I'm excited to be a part of this. I'm excited to be behind the page for y'all to check out. So make sure you guys go follow me at The Fighting Now. And if you guys want to get a chance to subscribe to the YouTube channel, I encourage you guys to do that and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on any Fighting Now interviews. But hey, it is your boy Jake. And I am so excited because we are finished. We had a great time. It's been fun. So until then, you guys, make sure you guys go and follow Zari Bloom and Outside the Box. Get your hoodie today. But until then, I am Mr. Jake saying so long. See you guys next time.